What it do, homies? We are some more the Critical Drinker. This time we are checking out his review of the Snow White trailer. Now, I have been seeing this across a lot of other channels and everything, talking about the trailer. Now, the only thing that I know about this Snow White movie was the controversial remarks that the lead actor was saying. And then I kind of was just like, well, you know, maybe it didn't been so bad. You know, one person can't, you know, although they do have the ability to tank the entire movie, I just didn't think what she was saying would do that much damage to the movie. But it looks like we have a trailer. Now, I have not seen the trailer yet, so this is going to be my first time watching it. And let's go ahead and see. It can't possibly be that bad, right?
This
Famous
is my
last
father's
words.
kingdom. We're gonna need your help. It's time to restore our kingdom.
Find Snow White.
Jesus wept. I mean, our expectations were pretty low for this one, but damn, Disney, I think I'm beginning to understand why you kept this trailer hidden for so long. Releasing the full Snow White trailer onto YouTube is like throwing a bacon cheeseburger to a pack of hungry wolves, but just like a foot-long post-taco turd, there's only so long you can hold it in before nature takes its course.
Dumb and Dumber, classic.
And well, the internet did not disappoint. At the time of making this video, the trailer has over 3 million views with
Yeah, you know what? Maybe I should have watched the trailer. I mean, he's going to talk about it and everything, but so far with a couple of just like really weird CGI, you know, I feel like when it comes to trying to convert 2D to 3D, and this might just because I have a rather small background in 3D art and animation and everything, that some things just don't translate well. You know what I mean? Like you can try your best, some of them just don't, you know. And then you have other things that are just like really bad art directions, like the Sonic. You know what I mean? When they redesigned him, they got shamed into that redesign because that was just terrible. From what I've seen, it looks a little uncanny, but I imagine that once I start watching it, it might be something that I get used to. You know what I mean? So I try not to hold that off. So these comments must be more about what was said, obviously. So
15,000 likes and 178,000 dislikes.
I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Honestly, the comments section is pure gold, man.
It's just gonna have more comments than tickets sold.
Anyway, the teaser trailer that came out
We don't hire. All right.
couple of months back played it pretty coy when it came to details, probably because Disney was still desperately scrambling to cut together a new version of the film after all the backlash to the project and its, star? Is that the word I'm looking for? Nah, fuck it. But this was our first real look at Snow White, the evil queen, and the diverse gender non-conforming magical entities that would be starring alongside them. Oh wait, they're actually dwarves again, aren't they? Well, let's see how they look. Oh, fuck no! I said before that the dwarves from the teaser were absolute nightmare fuel, and that was just from a few passing glimpses of the things. But honestly, having seen them full on in all their glory, I think that's doing a disservice to nightmares. These things make Ron Perlman look handsome. I mean, for the love of God, why would you create such a crime against science, nature, aesthetics, creativity, and simple human decency?
Okay, so outside of just casting, like, outside of just casting real people, right, for the dwarves, I'm sitting here thinking just how much better could it be? Maybe it's just the proportions of the head that kind of get out. You know what I mean? Like, I just like to think like I feel like some of the times I'm like right there in the middle where I reserve my judgments, right? Because first off, I can't do better. There ain't no way I can do any better. But and then second, what's the alternative that it could have looked like? And it could just be me and my limited creative imagination. Just how much better could they, convert this over to 3D animation? And I guess they went a little too crazy with the head size, right? Because it does look a little bit too big. Or maybe it was just in that shot, because when they were showing the rest of the dwarves, a lot of them kind of just looked fine. Or it could be that my expectations are just very low.
It's like someone fed the hyper-exaggerated animated versions from the 1937 movie into an AI image generator and told it to produce photorealistic alternatives with no thought for how disturbing such a visual carbuncle would actually look.
Yeah, see, this one looks weird. That looks normal. That looks fine. That one's I don't know, y'all. Is that? I mean, that's obviously really weird. And I think it's the beard, like the shape. But the rest of these, I got no problem with it. But this is just a still image, right? I'm not seeing a move. So, yeah, outside of this one looking wonky and maybe this one over here.
Combining the worst aspects of Uncanny Valley CGI with the worst aspects of over-the-top, exaggerated old-school animation to create something that's likely to traumatize an entire generation of children. Well, the 100 or so that are actually going to bother to go see this movie. I've sharted out things that look more aesthetically appealing than this.
There will be lots more children, right? I don't know, right? I got 2 children. They're 5 and 2. You know, they don't know what they're looking at. They'll watch pretty much anything. But when we're talking children, right? Because little kids, they're not going to know what they're watching. They're going to enjoy this more, you know. So we're probably talking about like preteens, right? Like the teenagers and everything that kind of like this movie. They will probably be the ones that might critically judge it, you know, as harsh as adults are judging it. But for all I know, the kids probably love this movie.
I mean, imagine being one of the Disney animators and having to look at renders of these things day after day for months on ends. Anyway, let us turn our gaze towards more appealing matters. I walked into that one, didn't I? Nice to see that Andrew Burnap's scenes didn't get cut though. I'm sure Rachel's real happy about that one.
It's Hollywood, baby.
You know, I really don't remember you being this opinionated.
Well, clearly you missed her red carpet interviews then.
But a lovely maiden I now behold.
Really? Where? You know, one of the things that strikes me after watching Gal Gadot trying to play the evil queen is that portraying a good Disney villain actually demands quite
Oh, snaps. See, I didn't know the casting outside of her because all the attention that is. Wonder Woman play. Okay.
a bit of gravitas and acting range. That's why previous antagonists have been voiced by awesome and experienced actors like Jeremy Irons, Christopher Plummer, Keith David, and Kelsey Grammer.
legends.
And as much as I like Gal Gadot as a person, well, I don't
Jeremy
quite think
Irons.
she's in their league. She's fine playing characters that are basically just
Which, by the way, if any of you guys watch Hell of a Boss, right? The guy in there that plays was it Lucifer or something like that? Apparently that was Jeremy Irons. I didn't know it during my reaction to it, but God, man, he still got it. That's one thing. He still got it. Man, love that voice.
well, I don't quite think she's in their league. She's fine playing characters that are basically just an extension of her own persona, but the moment a
least
script
I think
demands
it
a
is.
little bit more from her, well...
Kal-El, the last son of Krypton. Remember who you are.
Cinema.
And it really brings home the fundamental problem this movie has to overcome. On the one hand, you've got a villain played by an actress who can't act but everyone seems to like, and on the other, you've got a protagonist played by someone who can at least act but almost nobody likes.
It's really not about the love story at all, which is really, really wonderful.
And I don't really see how you can fix that at this point. Let's be real here, ain't nobody gonna be rooting for Rachel Zegler when this movie comes out.
What did you think I was?
Somehow I don't think you want to know the answer to that one, Rachel. Oh yeah, I guess this'll be the Huntsman then.
Really?
Yeah, sure, okay. Who knew that medieval Germany was quite so cosmopolitan? Anyway, enough of this trivial nonsense. It's time to get down to some hardcore girl bossing.
It's time to restore our kingdom.
Why do I get the feeling it's going to be Snow White who saves Prince Charming this time around?
That is
Not gonna be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
It's been said before, but I think it bears repeating that this trailer, and by extension the movie itself, is really the perfect example of everything wrong with modern filmmaking. A creatively bankrupt project founded on the belief that just rehashing old ideas is better than taking the risk of coming up with new ones. A film so oversaturated with eye-bleeding colour and
You know, it's interesting. Rehashing. I mean, like redoing old ideas instead of coming up with new ones. Kind of trying to find that middle ground by rehashing and at the same time just redoing classics that everybody fell in love with. And what's interesting is that they just keep doing it. I guess there's probably times in film history where redoing something has had a positive effect. Like for instance, the new RoboCop movie, one with Samuel in it. I forgot what year it came out. I thoroughly enjoyed this. It will never replace the first RoboCop. That's just too legendary. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. All my life, I've been wondering, what does a RoboCop look like with today's CGI and technology? And they delivered. Now, yeah, I enjoyed it. And even though that was a remake, not necessarily, that was a rehash. Yeah, because it wasn't shot for shot remake. So I enjoyed that thoroughly. So, I like to stay optimistic.
Nightmare coming up with new ones. A film so oversaturated with eye-bleeding colour and nightmarishly overblown CGI that it's almost a joke to even refer to it as live action, when I'm willing to bet that 90% of it was filmed against green screens. A story so warped and twisted from its original form to fit with the filmmaker's own warped and twisted ideas of what the world should be like, that it appeals to almost nobody. A film starring an entitled, narcissistic, ungrateful brat who thinks the world owes her a favour because of...
Has she always been that way? Right? Because he stated that she can't act. And this is my first time, or at least knowingly, like seeing who she is and everything. So, do you think getting a star role in because I believe that this is probably her biggest role that she's had in her acting community. Don't quote me on that. You guys probably know. Has he always been this way?
Starring an entitled, narcissistic, ungrateful brat who thinks the world owes her a favour because of how she was born and just can't shut the fuck up about it. Oh, and just as a little side note, in the couple of hours it's taken me to write out this script, the dislikes on the trailer have jumped from 178,000 to 187,000.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Pucker up, Disney, because just like I tell Tatiana during our special sessions, this one's likely to sting. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
I'm very interested in how this is going to do. I didn't see it in a release date. I'm pretty sure it's just a quick Google search, but you guys let me know. Despite everything that she has done, right? Terrible trailer. I'm pretty sure there's probably been people that's been in a situation where the trailer was just terrible, right? But they wouldn't watch the movie and they actually really enjoyed it. I kind of thought the same thing about Aladdin, right? With the remake and everything. I kind of went in there like, there's no way this is going to be good, but I ended up enjoying it. So I don't know. Like many of you guys, I grew up watching Snow White. I had it on VHS. Me and my sister would watch it because all we were just cycling between old Disney's Black Cauldron. Classic right there. I wonder if they're ever going to remake that one. That was a very good movie. So, I'm optimistic. Will I pay to go see it in movie theaters? I might wait for it to come out on Disney Plus, which maybe. So, I don't know. I might watch it with my kids. They might want to see it to justify me watching it. Anyways, let me know what you thought about this trailer down in the comments. Dave's out.